The marketplace of Korath 9 was loud, chaotic, and unforgiving. Vendors shouted over one another, selling everything from rare alien minerals to exotic foodstuffs. Among the hustle, the merchants paid no attention to the newest arrivals. A small group of alien girls recently brought from the outer colonies. Most were scrutinized, tested for abilities, and quickly assigned to work or sold off at meager prices. One girl, barely 13 by human standards, was deemed worthless. She had no apparent skills, no flashy bioluminescence, no enhanced strength, nothing that caught the eye of the buyers. "Only 5 credits," one merchant sneered. "She won't last a week in the colonies." Worthless. Laughter rippled through the crowd. The other alien girls hung their heads. The girl herself didn't even flinch. Her violet eyes shimmered faintly under the market lights, but her posture remained straight. There was a quiet resilience in her that no one noticed, or cared to notice. Jared Ryn, a human traveling through Korath 9 on a routine supply run, paused at the commotion. He was a maintenance technician, a janitor by trade, but his ship, the Aurora Drift, had taken him through countless human and alien settlements. He had seen plenty of injustice, but the way this girl was treated made his chest tighten. He stepped closer, listening to the merchant. "5 credits?" Jared asked. His voice was calm but firm. The crowd turned to see a human paying attention, a rare occurrence in these parts. "She's worthless," the merchant spat. 5 credits is generous. No one will buy her. Even we wouldn't." Jared held up a handful of coins. "Not 5, not 10. I'll pay full price." The merchant's jaw dropped. "Full price? Are you insane? She's a—" "Take it or leave it," Jared interrupted, counting out the credits. They were more than double the amount the girl was supposedly worth. The crowd went silent. Laughter died abruptly. Some began whispering, confused. A human had just overruled the market's judgment, placing value where everyone else saw none. The girl's eyes widened slightly, then softened. She didn't speak, but there was a spark of something, a cautious hope. Jared led her out of the marketplace, ignoring the murmurs and stares. He didn't ask her name yet. Words weren't necessary. Actions mattered. She followed him willingly, but her hands hovered nervously near her chest, a protective gesture that reminded him how fragile she seemed despite her calm exterior. Outside, the twin suns of Korath 9 scorched the dusty streets. Jared glanced around. "We're leaving," he said. "I've got a ship. Safe there. You won't be sold again." Her voice was soft, melodic but cautious. "Why help me? I'm nothing." Jared shook his head. "You're not nothing. You're just unseen. That doesn't make you worthless." The girl blinked, processing the words. She had been dismissed, ignored, and laughed at all her life. And yet here was a human, telling her she mattered. The journey to the Aurora Drift was quiet at first. The girl, who finally introduced herself as Lissa, watched Jared's every movement, fascinated by the human technology. Her fingers hovered over the control panel, careful not to touch. "You can explore," Jared said after a moment. "Nothing will hurt you." Her eyes lit up cautiously. "Really? Really?" he replied. She stepped forward, running her hands over the smooth metal of the ship, and for the first time she smiled. Not a big, confident smile, just a small curve of lips, but it was genuine. Once aboard, Lissa was given quarters suited for her physiology. Jared arranged things meticulously. Temperature, light levels, oxygen composition. Every detail mattered. She examined her surroundings quietly, touching surfaces, sniffing the recycled air, adjusting to a new world. "I never had anyone care," she admitted one night, voice trembling. Jared paused, crouching to meet her gaze. "Most people don't. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't. You deserve care. Everyone deserves care." Lissa's eyes shimmered with tears, but she blinked them away. "I don't understand humans. They surprise you sometimes," Jared said with a grin. The following days were filled with training, not of combat or survival, but of trust, communication, and observation. Jared taught Lissa how to operate simple machinery aboard the Aurora Drift, basic self-defense against potential predators in transit, and, most importantly, how to recognize her own worth. One afternoon, while performing routine maintenance outside the ship, a warning alarm blared. Sensors detected a small band of raiders approaching. Lissa froze, eyes wide. "Stay calm," Jared instructed. "I've got this. Follow my lead." The raiders were aggressive but small in number. Jared maneuvered expertly, using the ship's shields and evasive maneuvers, while Lissa observed and assisted as best she could. The experience terrified her, yet also showed her the value of courage paired with trust. By the end of the encounter, the raiders had retreated. Lissa exhaled, trembling but exhilarated. "You saved me again." "I didn't just save you," Jared replied. "We both did what we had to." Weeks turned into months as they traveled between colonies, delivering supplies, fixing equipment, and occasionally rescuing other alien children in similar situations. Lissa grew in confidence, her violet eyes now reflecting not just fear, but curiosity, intelligence, and determination. One day, while fixing a reactor core on a remote outpost, a worker sneered at her. "You're just a useless child. Why are you here?" Lissa stood taller than ever. "Because someone saw value in me," she said quietly. Jared, watching from a distance, felt pride swell in his chest. It wasn't about power or strength or flashy abilities. It was about being recognized, being seen. That one act, one human paying full price, had changed everything. When they returned to Korath, 9 months later, Lissa's presence was no longer invisible. The merchants who once laughed at her eyes now regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and respect. Stories had spread across the colonies of a human who valued a child where no one else did. Humans, already a rare and respected species, were now known not just for their technology, but for their compassion. Lissa looked at Jared as they walked through the bustling streets. "I understand now. Worth isn't about what they see. It's about who sees you." Jared smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. "Exactly. And sometimes it only takes one person to show you that." As they departed Korath 9 in the Aurora Drift, Lissa glanced back at the marketplace where she had once been dismissed. It seemed smaller now, insignificant compared to the vastness of the galaxy and the life that awaited her. In the silence of the ship, she whispered, almost to herself, "Thank you for seeing me." Jared's response was simple, firm, and human. "Always." And somewhere across the stars, one small act of recognition, a human paying full price for a child deemed worthless, rippled across worlds, teaching a lesson in courage, empathy, and the true value of life.